purifying tablets, just in case I need to get water from the river or something. If some major disaster happened and I had to walk home or something. So it's very basic, and it's really just to get me home pretty much.
Yeah. How far is home from your work? How long does it take you to get, to and from?
It's about 25 miles from Philadelphia.
Wow.
It takes me maybe 45 minutes to get there by train.
Yeah.
Driving to the train station and then get on the train. So in total, it takes about 45 minutes.
Yeah. Do you kind of anticipate if we do have this economic collapse or something that you could hold out there, and how long do you think you could hold out in your area before people from Philly started extending their arms like a bunch of zombies and make their way towards your area, man?
We'll probably be one of the last places they'll go to. I mean, we're on the border of I'm on the border of the Pine Barrens, so it's fairly rural, but I'm still pretty close to if they wanted to come to my area, they'll be here. But my area is not many people come around here. Some people probably don't know this type of rural settings in this area, because a lot of the other areas are pretty much housing developments, single-family housing developments. In this area, unfortunately, I live in a black neighborhood. If anybody wants to know, I am a black man.
Yeah.
And it's just known for being a bad area, which it really isn't, but it's just my little secret. And there's really no crime here. People just think that, but it's...
Yeah. Hey, that's a great deterrent. Live where nobody wants to go. That's exactly what I did, man. I came down here, the poorest county of Kansas, and I set up shop, and I feel pretty comfortable. Plus, I don't have to keep up with the Joneses. Man, the Joneses are busted broke. The Joneses got a couch on the front porch. I can outclass that every day. Yeah, man. Hey, I want to go to this. I'm a pretty big movie fan. You list your favorite movies, and you have on there Shooter. Man, that is that. What's that main actor's name again? That's in Shooter.
Well, he used to be called Marky Mark, but
yes.
I actually got the DVD. My wife actually got me the DVD a couple of weeks ago. His name is Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, Wahlberg, right. And it was Marky Mark. When I went up, that was crazy, man. He was doing underwear commercials, man, when I went to Montana. And I was like, dude, I used to look like that too, so shut up. Get off my television. I come back down expecting him to be, like done, right? And now he's like in probably the top 10 actors in Hollywood. I really like the guy, but it gives me the chills thinking that he used to do those underwear commercials. But Shooter is a great movie. Of course, you've got Patriot. What survivalist or prepper wouldn't love the movie Patriot? Then The Postman. The only thing about The Postman is it's long.
Oh yeah, I know.
It's like, come on, either die or live or something. And then, of course, Matrix, man. That's just, gosh. When The Matrix came out, I was like, that's going to revolutionize movies. And if you look, I mean, it really did change the way movies were made. They really went, real digital effects and everything.
Yeah, definitely.
But I have a question for you on your movies. You list on there this thing called Gattaca, and I've never heard of it. I tried to search it. What is the movie Gattaca?
It was just some like a futuristic movie with Ethan Hawke, and it was about the people who got all the good jobs were genetically enhanced or something like that, and people who didn't have the genetic enhancements were left with the janitor type jobs. And this guy, he didn't want to be a janitor, and he pretty much disguised himself as somebody who was genetically enhanced by using somebody else's blood, using somebody else's hair, because every time you go into the office, you had to give blood or give your piece of hair to get inside the office. So he went through all this trouble of trying to, I guess it was like some space program or something. He wanted to go out into space. So he went through all this trouble, changed his identity, and was known by a different person who was actually who had the right genetics. And it was pretty much a movie about being determined to do whatever you can to be whoever you wanted to be.
Yeah.
And do whatever you wanted to do, even though all these roadblocks were put up to this person.
Yeah, inspiring, and I'll check it out, man. But I was a little iffy on that one. I agree with the other ones. But hey, the other thing I had to ask you is, since you're close to Philly, after 9/11, did Philly have armed military, anything like that? Did it kind of look a little like a police state after 9/11?
Well, actually, I was working. I lived in northern New Jersey at that time, so I didn't work in Philadelphia. I actually was in Newark, and from my office, I was able to see the Trade Center. But I wasn't in Philadelphia at that time. But Philly is not as bad as New York or anything as far as the police and security presence. Actually, my building that I work in doesn't even they have security, but nobody checks anything in all the buildings in New York or even in northern New Jersey. So I don't know for sure, but at that time I don't think it was as bad as other areas, of course in New York.
Yeah. Hey, and one other thing, I think I got about a minute left. Do you're a paralegal, man. You're around all these legal minds and stuff. Are you the only one that's kind of awake, or do you kind of suspect there's other people in your office building and stuff that are concerned about the state of our nation?
I was surprised. They are. Well, they actually left the office now, but two of my ex-co-employees were. They weren't just sheep. I mean, they were libertarian type kids. They actually were just out of college, so they were young, and they pretty much thought the way I thought, and they thought that the government is just infringing on their rights. Yeah. So I think there is some hope out there. At least, and it's young people, so there is some hope out there that people don't keep thinking the same way of how people think now. Yeah, which is to just zone out. Hey, Dave, man, it has been fantastic to finally talk to you and not just read your words on your blog. I want to thank you for coming on to the show and invite you, if you're ever out in the Midwest, man, you got to come see me. Right. Promise me that. I will.
Okay, man.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot. That is livethemotto.blogspot.com, folks. I ain't dying for freedom, folks, due to a lack of shooting back. When I'm done, my guns will be empty and the ground littered with shiny brass, causing my soulless body to look like a religious icon to the vultures above. I wrote that nearly a year ago, and I have begun to see it absolutely all over the internet, being copied and